All right, let's talk about one of the biggest headaches for any Amazon seller, sourcing products. We're going to show you how to completely flip the script on your search, turning it from this slow, painful grind into a super fast, efficient way to find those winning products. Okay, let's just dive right in.
So, does this sound familiar? You find a product and it looks like a total winner. You spend the next, 20 minutes diving deep into the charts, you're checking sales history, the number of sellers. Everything looks amazing. You are convinced this is a home run. And then finally, you pop over to Google to find a supplier and nothing. You can't find it anywhere near a price that makes you even a penny.
This is the hamster wheel that so many sellers get stuck on, right? You do the full deep dive analysis, check the buy box, look at how much stock other sellers have, and only after all of that work do you even try to find the product. And when you can't, that whole frustrating process just starts all over again with the next one.
Well, this old school process creates what I like to call the seller's bottleneck. And honestly, it's the single biggest thing holding sellers back from really scaling their business and finding profitable products consistently.
So here's the key takeaway. Spending 5, 10, even 20 minutes analyzing a product before you even know if you can buy it profitably is just a massive waste of your most precious resource, your time. You're pouring all this effort into something you might not even be able to sell.
So how do we fix this? It's not about some complicated, expensive new tool. It's actually much simpler. It's about a fundamental shift in how you think and how you work. It all comes down to following one simple golden rule.
And here it is. This is the whole game changer right here. You have to find a product at a profitable price first. Only after you've confirmed you can actually make money on it should you spend even 1 second doing that deep dive analysis.
And when you see it laid out like this, it's almost laughably simple, isn't it? We're not adding any steps. We are just flipping the order. Instead of analyze, then source, you source, then analyze. That tiny little change has a huge impact on your efficiency.
And this is the result of that simple flip. You just stop wasting time on all those dead ends. So instead of slogging through maybe 5 products in an hour, you can now rapid fire through more than 100 potential leads because you're just instantly disqualifying the ones that won't work.
Okay, so you're probably asking, how do I do this so quickly? Well, you use a rapid-fire checklist. These are basically just quick red flags you can spot in seconds that tell you to just move on. Don't waste another second.
Here are the 4 big ones, your instant nope signals. Is the number of sellers just way too high for the number of sales? Is the price chart just in a total free fall? Is there no buy box on the listing at all? Or is Amazon itself selling on the listing and just crushing the price? Any one of these is your cue to pass and find the next opportunity.
So let's look at that first one, offers versus sales. A great little rule of thumb is what I call the 30% rule. So if a product sells about 100 times a month, you really don't want to see more than 30 sellers on that listing. If you see 40, 50, or more, it's just too crowded, move on.
Next, you just glance at the price chart. If you see a steep nosedive like this, it tells you something really important. It means all the current sellers probably bought their stock at that older, higher price. If they could barely make money then, there's almost no way you're going to find it profitably now that the price has crashed.
Now this one is a biggie, especially for newer sellers. If you look at a listing and it says no buy box, that means customers have to do an extra click to see all the offers. As a new seller without a ton of reviews, you are very, very unlikely to get that sale. For me, it's an instant pass. Don't even think about it.
Okay, so now that we know all the red flags to avoid, let's actually walk through the efficient new process and see what it looks like to find a real winner.
So here it is, the new flow, the right way. We see a product we're interested in, and we immediately do a quick Google search. If we find what looks like a profitable price, then we run it through that quick checklist we just talked about. And only if it passes both of those tests do we finally do the full, deep analysis.
And here's a perfect real-world example with a Scrub Daddy product. Instead of analyzing it first, a quick Google search instantly brings up the product on the brand's own website for $3.99. Right away, we know this thing has potential. This could be a winner. But wait, it actually gets even better, because if you know this website often has a 15% off coupon available, you can apply that. And now, all of a sudden, our cost per unit drops to just $3.39. We just turned a good lead into a fantastic one with a really healthy ROI.
And I'm going to say this again because it's that important.
This is the moment, only after you've found that profitable source and that potential coupon, that you would then go back to the Amazon listing and analyze the chart, the buy box, and check for any IP issues. The sourcing always comes first. All right, you ready for a pro-level tip to make you even faster? It's not just about what you source, it's also about who you source from. Being really selective about the other sellers you're looking at can dramatically speed things up.
So, here's what you're looking for. You want to find other online arbitrage sellers, right? They usually have a lower review count, maybe in that 100 to 200 range. And if you look at their storefront, they're selling a whole mix of different brands. You want to avoid those massive sellers with thousands of reviews whose store name makes it obvious they're a huge wholesaler in one specific category.
And the logic here is pretty simple. You're just not going to be able to compete on price with a seller who has a direct wholesale account with a big brand. Your real goal is to find other people who are playing the exact same game you are, finding deals online, and see what profitable products they've already managed to find. So that's the system. It's a simple little flip in your process that can honestly take you from finding maybe one product every few days to finding multiple winners every single day. The only question left is, by sticking to the old way, how many of those winning products are you leaving on the table right now?